Hi, welcome to Foodie. Today we're going to make some beet fritters, and it's going to be very similar to the hash browns I made a few weeks ago. I guess you could also call these beet hash browns if you wanted to. So if you remember that video, we're going to start off basically doing the same thing. I've got my grater here, and you want to get the largest holes possible when you're doing these grating. I've got 3 beets that I've peeled, and also 1 russet potato that I've peeled. Don't throw away the greens from the beets because we're going to use them for our sauce. So let's just start grating these. Last beet, and again you can see I cleaned up a little bit just to make so it didn't look like a bloody massacre here. Okay, now we'll do the potato. So we'll add our potato to the colander where the beets are. And I'm going to take my peeler and I'm just going to add, I've already peeled the carrot, I'm going to add just a little bit of peeled carrots in here. And I'm using very short strokes on this to get small pieces. All right, so what I'm going to do now is rinse this off. And I've got a bowl of water that I'm going to have underneath this. So what this is doing is just getting all that starch out of the potato, especially the potato and also the beet, so that it'll fry nice and crispy. If you have too much of that starch in there, it won't get crispy, it'll be a little bit mushy. So I'm going to do this 2 times. So now the next step is you really want to squeeze as much water out of there as possible. So I want to squeeze a lot of it out with my hands here. And then I may even let this sit for 15 minutes or so just to get the water naturally to drain out. While the beets are draining, I'm going to chop up, I've got a half of an onion, a pretty good sized onion. I'll do this in 2 batches. And you want this very finely chopped. So it's pretty finely chopped. Put that in a medium-sized plastic bowl. All right, we'll set this aside and we'll end up putting the beets in with this and mixing it all with the onion. Now we can kind of start on our sauce that we're gonna have. So remember I said don't throw away any of the greens. So now we're gonna take the stems and greens, and I've rinsed these off also. And we're gonna chop these up, pretty small. We're going to end up putting these in a frying pan and cooking for a little bit, so that'll also make them smaller. All right, I've got about 1.5 tablespoons of oil hot in a frying pan. Now I'm just going to add in the beet leaves and stems. So we're going to spread this out and let this cook about 5 minutes. All right, it's been 5 minutes. I'm gonna put these beet stems and leaves into a separate bowl and let these cool off. I'll tell you something else that's really good though is you can just take this right here, add some salt, some balsamic vinegar, and wow, you got yourself a real nice little side. Right, these beets are hopefully dried out pretty good, but what I'm going to do here before I add it to the bowl here is I'm going to squeeze out again as any last bit of water, and I can feel water coming out. So I've got my vegetables here, hopefully dried out real well. I'm going to add 2 eggs, 6 tables of Japanese pankao crumbs, 1 teaspoon ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Let's mix this up real good. All right, so let's turn our burner on medium high. Make sure the burner's nice and hot, and I know this is. So I'm gonna pour in maybe half of this mixture. So we wanna flatten this out, get it all one thickness. So yeah, depending on the size of your frying pan, I'm just gonna put the whole thing in. Got this medium high. We're gonna let it sit undisturbed for about 4 minutes, 5 minutes. While our fritters are cooking, we'll finish up our sauce. I've got a 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt and 1/4 cup of fresh chopped dill. I'm going to squeeze in the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. And the last thing, we'll put our beet stems. Put in some salt and pepper. All right, it's been 4 minutes. Let's try to flip these a little bit. Same thing, we'll push this down. We're gonna only let it go about maybe 3 minutes this time. All right, 3 minutes. What I'm gonna do now is put this on a plate with a paper towel. Again, just to absorb any grease that may be in there. But looks great. We'll put this on our serving plate. Okay, here we are. It's hard to get a good video shot because the sun is starting to set.
Yep.
Move that out of the way. Here's our beet fritters.
It's special.
It's good? Try some of that sauce on there.
Oh, this one. What's this sauce?
Oh, it's got a bunch of stuff in it.
It's good.
So what I ended up doing on the sauce, I didn't think Catherine would like it. It was a little bit sour for me. I put about a teaspoon of honey, maybe a half a teaspoon of honey in there. Sweetened it up a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me. Yeah, I really like that. Beets have a nice flavor. Crispy, crunchy. The sauce is pretty good with a little bit of honey in it. And after a hard work in the kitchen, sitting outside on a mid-November day, 80 degrees. All right, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to Ed Foodie right over there. And thank you for watching.